Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View as we look a little bit different. That's the screen I'm moving, so I'll move that back up there. Welcome back to the channel. We have just watched Celtic take on St Mirren as the Celtic players walk around Celtic Park. It was Celtic 1. It was St Mirren 0. It wasn't an easy game, to say the least. It was a fantastic game of football to watch, to be honest. Let me just edit the text. Oops. 1-0 Celtic. Game day one of the season, and it's Celtic versus St Mirren. St Mirren won. How can I get that going? I'm not going to the screen, will it? Stephen Johnson's in the house. They took away Scotland's flag because what? Forget about Europe. Should we forget about Europe? I don't think we should forget about Europe. I still think that there's a lot of time before. You've got to remember, this time last year, we hadn't spent £20 million on players. There was over £20 million worth of players on the pitch today that weren't at Celtic when it comes to the transfer market. Adamida wasn't bought at the first game of the season last year. Arne Engels hadn't been bought at the first game of the season this year. Both were pish, says Liam. Hail. Ray's come in for Japan. Bedtime for him. Should never go. Yeah, the goal should never have been chopped off. Get a French or Spanish striker in on loan, even if it's £5 million player. Yeah. I want to see Shin Yamada in the next game. Adamida just doesn't cut it. I think Adamida was unlucky today. They were unlucky, to say the least. I think so anyway. Other people may say otherwise, but when it comes to it, it doesn't tell me. Some game, folks. Let's just stay in the chat. Brown Warrior says Ida played okay. It's funny because Adamida seems to be getting a mixed reaction from both side of the support. Some people love him, some people absolutely hate him. Luke McCown comes in, £1 million player, Scottish guy that loves the team, grew up a Celtic fan, and scores the winner. Absolutely brilliant. Adamida's just shite. Can you play Benji in the number 3? He's a 10 behind the centre back. Let's hope that Kieran Tierney. I think it was Kieran Tierney. When you think about the shift that Kieran Tierney put in today, I think it is all about managing Kieran Tierney's game time. And I think it's the reality of where we are with Kieran Tierney. And I tell you one thing, as much as people love to slate Liam Scales had a fantastic first half of the game. I think Liam Scales is not a left back. Whatever you say, he's not even Greg Taylor standard. He's not Greg Taylor standard at all. And putting him in the left back position is a bit of a nightmare. And we'll get found out if that's going to be the case. I understand why he couldn't put Inamura on the bench, because you had Tony Ralston on the bench, and Tony Ralston's a better player to come on in case of an emergency, to say the least. But you know, Scales for me was fantastic. I thought Cameron Carter-Vickers found his pace again. Obviously, he needed that operation on his leg, on his knee during the summer, a little keyhole surgery just to sort it up. Kieran Tierney was immense, brilliant. The crosses that Kieran Tierney put in were phenomenal. Alistair Johnson is a warrior. Alistair Johnson's the type of guy, if you're going out for a drink on a Friday night and you've got that one mate that's ready to kick off, at any given moment, it's Ali Johnson's that guy. As you're looking at every minute going, you're waiting for him just to fucking gonna kill you motherfucker. You know, in that Canadian accent it has, with his big smile right at the end of it. When it comes to midfield, I thought that Callum McGregor played it okay. And I tell you, one player that turned up today in style was Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate for me was fantastic. Everything through the front was coming through Rio Hatate at one point. Let's talk about Yang. Let's calm the emotions back down. Let's come back down to earth with a bump. Yes, Down with a bump. Yang. Yang is a player who, wee man Sham, he gets the ball this side. The line's behind him. The line's here. And Yang gets the ball and he doesn't turn this way. He doesn't turn this way to run down the line. Let me turn this TV down a bit. It's a bit loud. He doesn't want to turn down the line. He turns, and instead of running into the space, now it might only be a 5-10 yard space that he's got between the byline and his player, but you run it. If you're a winger, you run that space, and you wait on your fullback coming up to help you, or you wait on a midfielder coming out to help you. But what does Yang do? He turns the ball inside every time. Turns inside, passes it to Rio Hatate. Every time. There was only one time that it managed to work, and Alistair Johnson actually done a run over, and Alistair Johnson got in a fantastic cross. Kieran looked a bit limpy coming off. I think that, let's just hope, it's just a little bit of... the pace up here is a bit faster than what he would have been used to. Anyway, the full-time statistics are as follows. Celtic 1, St Mirren 0. Celtic had 14 shots. They had 6 on target. They had 77% possession of the ball. They had 749 passes. Phenomenal amount of passes. The pass accuracy was at 89%. It dropped down to 88 in the final. They had 10 fouls. They had 2 yellow cards. They had 5 offsides. And they had 12 corners. 12 corners. We need to talk about that, because as we sit here tonight, second in the league. Yes, we are second in the league because Hibernian scored 1 goal more than us. Hibernian scored 2 goals yesterday, so Celtic currently sit second in the table. But I'll give Hibs that. I'll give our little boys in green from Edinburgh that top spot to let them feel good for a couple of weeks. And hopefully that they can do what maybe Aberdeen did last year and have a green secession, a green parade at the top of the table in Scottish football. You know, Celtic, Hibs, and where are Rangers? They're in 8th. Rangers are 8th in the league. Yeah, they're 8th position in the league. So, dry your eyes, mate. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Dry your eyes. Can I get this up on the screen? Let me just see this with this new software. If we do this, we do this. If we open that, there we go. I can close that. Oh, there, look, this is cool. There we go. We can get the league table up there. This is better, isn't it? If I just sit over this way a bit, and we can do that, and we can extend the league table. So there we go. Celtic are sitting. Look at that there. Look. There. Ha 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 ha. Oh, brilliant. 8th in the league. It's the small things in life, isn't it? It is the small things in life that do make you smile. I did say it was going to be a beautiful Sunday. I did say that it was going to be a hard game. I did say that it was a game. Callum McGregor's currently talking to the media, Sky. Finding different days to win, different ways to win. Always more to come. Callum McGregor says we had enough chances to win the game. He also says that he felt it was a good game for the first game of the season. I hope so, aye. He needs to. I'm sorry, but Luke McCown fans, he needs to shave that tash off. It's 2022. Nobody should have a moustache like it's 1922. There you go, Boydie. Get it up, you. Ha ha. Brilliant. Credit should be given to St Mirren today for the way that they played, because they sat back with the back six. Where does Celtic go? Where does Celtic go with the season going forward? Because there are going to be a lot of teams who will come in and sit in that position where Celtic find themselves up against it, to say the least, with players sitting at 6 at the back. Celtic are going to have to find ways to play faster and score the goals. And I think that we were unlucky today in front of goal. I mean, I think that first game of the season, you could say that we were a bit rusty. We shouldn't be. Hopefully Shin Yamada is our knight in shining armour, because as good as Adam Ida is, we all know that he's not a prolific. Although he scored 20 goals last season, he's not a man to start games and make big impacts. I can understand why Brendan Rodgers started him today. Typhoon McFlustery, how are you? Luke McCowan looks like Bobby Ball with it. He does, doesn't he? It just looks like something for the 80s that's wrong. And it's an era that was just seedy. Do you know what I mean? It's like, fuck's sake, man, go and shave that off, mate. But anyway, Luke McCowan, it was a deflection. I'm going to take it all day long. Should there have been a penalty to Celtic? Yes. If the goal that was disallowed by VAR on Callum McGregor, because it hits his elbow here when he's got his arm in his side and it hits him here, should that have been ruled offside for a foul? Well, if that was a penalty, if that was a foul and it was against his arm, Celtic should have had a penalty in the first half. I'm saying it. We should have had a penalty in the first half. Absolutely should have. Stuart Ramsey's in the house. The old ticker for that one, yeah. The Scottish lads and Scales are the man of the match. Scottish lads played fantastic. Kieran Tierney, absolutely dream start for him in his Celtic career. Can he last 90 minutes? I think that Kieran Tierney, if we want the best out of Kieran, I think that we are going to have to manage his time. Unfortunately, we're going to have to manage his time to such an extent where he comes in and plays. I mean, Callum McGregor, that's not a penalty. He's got his hand in his elbow. His elbow's in his arm. It's not a penalty. Do you know, if you've got your arm on your side and the ball hits off you, fat boy they. He needs a shell suit. Yep. I'll give Boyd that. Boyd is saying that Brendan Rodgers has done the right thing. But fair play to Chris Boyd. He has just said that Brendan Rodgers has done the right thing in the types of players that he's brought into Celtic, be it Luke McCowan, be it Kieran Tierney. He's bringing in players that know and understand what it means to play for the club, and players that will outlast ultimately the manager's position. But he knows that it's players that know what it means for Celtic, know what Celtic means, and know what it means to win every single game and understand the pressures. Because I think that's a thing that some of the newer players will be looking at today. They'll be looking at the atmosphere. They'll be looking at, Jesus, when we're no scoring goals, this fucking crowd, do you know, it's almost, I'm going to say it, when Real Madrid don't like their team not playing well, Real Madrid fans get out white handkerchiefs and start waving these white handkerchiefs at the team. Celtic fans just sit on their arse and stare at them and give them the fucking evils. You fucking pricks better do something soon or I'm going to come on that park and kill you all. But anyway, Scott Brown looking at Boyd at the minute is priceless. The way he's looking at him. I think anyone looking at Boyd is just like, for me, fantastic player and unlucky not to score today was Rio Hatate. How that ball never went in. I mean, that was another deflection. So the keeper, they were so lucky today. I mean, we hit the post. The keeper, it comes off the keeper twice. Do you know, they rode their luck. They did ride their luck today. And you get hit with a ban. Look at that, Mr. Wallace. You just get hit with a ban straight away. Oh, it's great. There's this new button that just says ban. Piano. I waited for 20 minutes. I waited to get on the one Celtic fans' view, and I typed one word and it banned me. Anyway, it's fucking great being here. It's great being a Celtic fan, and it's great being top of the table with our joint green brothers from the good old capital of Edinburgh. And just look at this little here, number 8 in the league is the new Sevco called Rangers, and Celtic are sitting second in the league. The Tifos, let's get the Tifos up because we could do that. Let's get the Tifos up because we need to speak about the Tifos because they were absolutely amazing. They were absolutely amazing. I'll just cannot put this up. The first Tifo that was put up was this one. It was put up in the first half before the game started for John Clark. Absolutely fantastic by the Green Brigade. Once again, shown that they are phenomenal when it comes to Tifos and showing the way in Scotland. And then in the second half, they did bring in another one. And I'll get that on the screen right now, which was another fantastic one. Another one. Some achievement, live forever. They will live forever. I mean, the players that won what is now called the Champions League. Brendan Rodgers is now talking, so let me just get what Brendan Rodgers is saying. Brendan Rodgers said, we played so well, but we're not quite up to full fitness. Brendan Rodgers says, some of our football was outstanding. He congratulates the players because they showed keep driving forward. It was an important win, but we played so well. It's the club. Keep going right to the end. We never settle. He's asked now about the triple change he made. He said he made the triple change for fresh energy. We know that Luke can score, says Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers says he's so pleased for all the players. He says it was unlucky, the penalty decision. Support the team don't really care what Brendan Rodgers' spin is. He's the manager, so we've got to give him his fair due and his say after games. There's going to be lots of games like that at Celtic Park, Brendan Rodgers says, where teams are going to come in and sit with 6 at the back. We need to move the ball a bit quicker. We're not at full fitness as yet. Their keeper made some brilliant save, which he did. Fair play to their keeper. Recover, get ready for next week, says Brendan Rodgers. Next week is a trip away to Aberdeen. Brendan Rodgers says at this stage of the season we have to be patient. He says there's going to be a lot of games at this stage of the season where teams will sit back. It's not like the Newcastle game, which was a bit more open. It's not like the games in Como. He's only concentrating on the games. Today's all about the players, says Brendan Rodgers. He's not worrying about Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers says we'll wait on the players that's here, even though we're sitting with a lone defender sitting in the stand. We'll just continue to work with the players that's here. Continue. Anyway, absolutely fantastic day today, and the Green Brigade putting up a fantastic banner in this one and the one that they had earlier. And Celtic currently sit second top in the table. It's been a fantastic day. It's been a day where our emotions were all over the place, obviously, with Celtic in pole position. It looking like for big parts of the game to come out winners. There was at points where you thought it's going to be one of those days. Luke McCown steps up, hits the ball from outside the box. It was a deflection, but it goes in the back of the net. You've got to take the chances, and you've got to take the chances to score. That's the main thing. Anyway, big shout out to Michelle, big shout out to Stephen Kelly, big shout out to James Boyd, big shout out to Football Life, who says Yang and Adam Ida were both shocking. Big shout out to Ricky, Jack Ryan, and Dan Cassie, and everyone else that is in the chat. It's been one hell of a day, and we're back. We will be back tomorrow morning. Will we do a live later on? I'm not sure. It's 5 to 8 at night here. Jesus, I'm going to go and get some food. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.